The American manufacturing landscape has undergone a dramatic transformation since the late 1970s. For decades, the U.S. reigned supreme as a global manufacturing powerhouse. But beginning in the 1970s, a confluence of factors led to a steady decline in this once dominant sector. Globalization, automation, and the rise of low-cost manufacturing hubs overseas contributed to the closure of factories across the United States. As factories shuttered, millions of Americans lost their jobs. Many communities, particularly in the Rust Belt, were devastated by the loss of their industrial base. The social fabric of these communities frayed as unemployment rose and economic opportunities dwindled. The decline of American manufacturing became a symbol of economic uncertainty and a source of political division. The shift away from manufacturing also had profound implications for the U.S. economy as a whole. As manufacturing jobs disappeared, many workers were forced to take lower-paying service sector jobs. This contributed to rising income inequality and a shrinking middle class. The decline of American manufacturing left a void in the U.S. economy, one that we are still grappling with today. The 21st century has ushered in an era of globalization. This was advanced by President Clinton granting China Most Favored Nation trading status. The act removed the review, eased some trade barriers, and facilitated China's entry into the WTO. China became a member of WTO on December 11, 2001, and its permanent normal trade relations status with the U.S. was made permanent on December 27, 2001. While this interconnectedness has brought many benefits, it has also exposed the vulnerabilities of our global supply chains. Recent events, from the COVID-19 pandemic to geopolitical tensions, have revealed the fragility of relying on complex, geographically dispersed supply chains. The COVID-19 pandemic, in particular, served as a wake-up call for businesses and governments worldwide. Lockdowns and disruptions to global transportation networks led to shortages of critical goods, from medical supplies to computer chips. The pandemic exposed the risks of relying on a small number of suppliers, many of whom were located in countries with strict lockdown measures. Geopolitical tensions, particularly between the United States and China, have further exacerbated supply chain risks. The trade war between the two economic giants has led to tariffs and increased uncertainty, making it more difficult and expensive for businesses to source goods from overseas. The war in Ukraine has also highlighted the potential for geopolitical conflict to disrupt global supply chains. The semiconductor industry provides a good example of the fragility of global supply chains and the importance of domestic manufacturing. Semiconductors are essential components in countless products we use every day, from smartphones and cars to medical devices and military equipment. The vast majority of these chips are manufactured in Asia, with Taiwan and South Korea playing particularly dominant roles. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed the vulnerability of this highly concentrated supply chain. When lockdowns hit Asia, chip production slowed dramatically, leading to a global chip shortage. This shortage had ripple effects across the global economy, disrupting production lines for automakers, electronics manufacturers, and many other industries. The chip shortage underscored the strategic importance of semiconductors. Governments around the world recognized that access to a reliable supply of chips was essential for economic competitiveness and national security. The United States, in particular, realized the need to reduce its reliance on foreign chip makers and bolster its domestic semiconductor manufacturing capacity. Section 4. A policy push. Incentives for domestic manufacturing. In response to the growing recognition of the importance of domestic manufacturing, the U.S. government has implemented a number of policies aimed at incentivizing companies to bring production back to American shores. These policies include tax breaks, grants, and other forms of financial assistance to companies that invest in U.S. manufacturing. One of the most significant pieces of legislation in recent years is the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, which was signed into law in 2021. This bill allocates billions of dollars for infrastructure projects across the country, including roads, bridges, broadband internet, and clean energy. The bill is expected to create millions of jobs and boost U.S. manufacturing by increasing demand for domestically produced goods and materials. Another key policy is the CHIPS and Science Act, which was also signed into law in 2021. This act provides $52 billion in funding for the domestic semiconductor industry, with the goal of boosting chip production in the United States and reducing reliance on foreign suppliers. The act includes funding for research and development, workforce training, and the construction of new chip fabrication plants. Section 5. Reshoring in action: construction, jobs, and corporate investment. The combination of supply chain disruptions, geopolitical tensions, and government incentives has led to a surge in interest in reshoring or bringing manufacturing operations back to the United States. This trend is evident in a number of indicators, including construction spending, job creation, and corporate announcements. Construction spending on manufacturing facilities has increased significantly in recent years, a sign that companies are investing in new production capacity in the United States. This increase in construction spending is being driven by a number of factors, including the need to expand capacity to meet growing demand, the desire to be closer to customers, and the desire to reduce reliance on foreign suppliers. The reshoring trend is also creating jobs in the manufacturing sector. After decades of manufacturing job losses in the US, this sector is rebounding in recent years. These new jobs are not only in traditional manufacturing industries, but also in emerging sectors such as electric vehicle production, battery manufacturing, and renewable energy. Section 6. The future of American manufacturing: a new era of growth. The confluence of factors driving the reshoring trend suggests that the future of American manufacturing is bright. While challenges remain, the United States is well positioned to regain its footing as a global manufacturing powerhouse. The country has a skilled workforce, a strong innovation ecosystem, and a supportive policy environment. The resurgence of American manufacturing is not just about bringing back old jobs. It is about creating a more resilient, sustainable, and equitable economy. By investing in domestic manufacturing, the United States can create good-paying jobs, strengthen its national security, and build a more competitive economy for the 21st century. After nearly 4 decades, U.S. manufacturing has been showing signs of a resurgence driven by geopolitical shifts and a focus on supply chain resilience. Factors such as reshoring initiatives, government policies supporting domestic manufacturing, and increasing corporate investments have been contributing to this turnaround, leaving U.S. manufacturing poised for possible expansion in the years ahead.